looked like he wasn't going to get it, but he gets that final out as the Dodgers wipe their foreheads, and they go on the road and go up 2 games in this series, 4-3 over the Phillies. Again, Phillies were down 4-1, bottom of the 7th, allowed 3 runs there in the later innings of this game. Dodgers narrowly hang on, and this series is now shifting to LA. And we now bring in CBS Sports MLB analyst and former first-round pick Lewis Brinson to give us your reaction, because I'm still trying to process what exactly happened there in the bottom of the 9th. I'm looking at both the Phillies and the Dodgers there, but give me your reaction to this wild finish in Game 2 of this series.
Well, I'm sweating over here. I'm watching the last out of the game. I mean, Tommy Edman definitely felt the pressure there of the Phillies making a comeback, and it was a short thing, ground ball right to him and threw it right in the dirt. Luckily, you got Gold over there, Freddie Freeman at first base to save you guys. But what a game, and the Phillies made it interesting there in the 9th inning, and again made us sweat a little bit, made the Dodgers sweat a little bit. Doc Roberts had to go get his postseason closer and Hiroki Sasaki, and he gets it done. But sweaty flight over there to LA for the Dodgers there.
Absolutely, and I think over here in this conversation too, but I want to talk about what Dave Roberts did, because the Dodgers did give up that lead there late with Blake Trinan on the bump, bottom of the 9th, but he's had a 5.40 ERA this season. Meanwhile, since returning from the IL, Hiroki Sasaki, I mean, he's gone 4 innings, 7 Ks, no earned runs. Why do you think LA went with Trinan to close it out when Sasaki's just been so dominant out of the bullpen?
Right. Well, you got a 4-0 lead, right? And Sasaki hasn't really been in this closer role. You don't really want to go him give him 2 days in a row of work there. So I'm thinking Doc Roberts, you got a good pitcher in Trinan. He's a veteran guy. He's been in your bullpen staff for a while. I think you trust him. Try to get him the last few outs that you need. And obviously this Dodger bullpen has been a question mark. Continues to be a little bit of a question mark. Trinan comes in and gives up 2 runs. It looks like it's a little shaky there. And you know what? Let me go ahead and bring in Vesia. Vesia goes ahead and shuts the door, does his job, and then you bring in Sasaki. You got to do what you got to do, man. The Phillies, again, great lineup. They're not getting going the way we thought they would, but still a very dangerous lineup in the bank. You get the momentum of those fans at the bank starting to shift. Doc Roberts, hey, I got to make a move here to Vesia and Sasaki. So it worked out in their favor, but I think that's why he went to Sasaki there 2 days in a row.
And then you even heard the broadcaster say in the game, one of the loudest places to play in the majors became one of the most quietest places to play. But then you saw how that momentum certainly shifted there in the bottom of the 9th. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto set to start Game 3 for LA. He dominated the Reds in the wild card round. But Lewis, you faced him playing in Japan. Just what challenges will he give the Phillies, you think, in Game 3?
Yeah, luckily the Phillies get to go to LA and face mediocre pitcher and Mr. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They're gonna have their work cut out for him for sure. Yoshinobu Yamamoto he gives different looks, right? His fastball has that upshoot. He's got the sinker too. He's got the splitter off of that. He's got that 12-6 from heaven to earth curveball. I mean, he's got the slider too. I mean, he's just got so many looks. He's got so many weapons to come at you, and he's dominated in the strike zone. I think that's the biggest thing. You have that 97 to 90 to 98 mile-an-hour fastball, then the splitter off that. But he can throw that splitter for a 0-0 strike if he needs to. He can land that curveball for a get-me-over curveball. He can land that fastball too. So he can throw a multitude of pitches in the zone when he needs to. And again, just that funky kind of look. You don't really expect him to throw that hard, and that ball just shoots out of his hand, man. It's a really, really tough at bat, and the Phillies had a test. They got a big test with the 2-0 deficit going to LA, man. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be rocking. They're in for a challenge for sure.
Okay, so it's gonna be a tall test. So if you are Rob Thompson and you're trying to salvage this thing and we're transitioning this series to LA, what adjustments are you making then?
Now, I don't want to put it all on the Monstars in the front of the order for the Phillies, but you got to get Trey Turner going. You got to get him on base. You got to get that speed, even though he is dealing with that hamstring. He stole second base tonight, so apparently that's doing good. You got to get somehow, some way, you got to get Kyle Schwarber going. You got to get Bryce Harper going. The bottom of the lineup kind of picked up the slack there for the Phillies today, but you got to get your Monstars going. You got to get those guys that you paid a bunch of money to, that potentially Kyle Schwarber and being the NL MVP this year, you got to get your big guns going. You got to have those guys lead the charge and be on base for those guys at the bottom of the order to get the job done. So, in my opinion, the Phillies just have to get it going with runners in scoring position. When you have opportunities, again, tonight Blake Snell shoved. He completely dominated the Phillies lineup. But they had an opportunity, right? They had an opportunity to score there, and they let that wiggle away. So a guy like Yamamoto, you're going to have to take advantage of opportunities. When you get guys on base, you got to move them over. You got to get them in any way. How you got to move guys over. You got to bunt guys over. You got to do what you got to do. All right, you got to score runs here. So let's see if they can do that.
You talked about some of those Monstars, but now how much pressure is on this Phillies core to come back in this series? Because Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, and Ranger Suarez among the notable Phillies that are set to become free agents.
Yep. A lot of pressure on the Phillies, right? That's why I picked them to win the World Series. I know they feel that pressure. They feel it definitely from the bank, the Citizen Bank ballpark fans. A lot of boos tonight. They're unsettled. They're a little like, hey, man, this is our chance. We got to take out the Dodgers. This is the team we got to beat. And they couldn't get it done tonight. So there's a lot of pressure on this Phillies team. They got to go to LA and they got to win straight. They got to win 2 in LA, then they got to come back home and win another one. So you got to win 3 straight against the best team in the league. So a lot of pressure on the Phillies side. Rob Thompson, those guys again that are free agents at the end of the year. This team is about to maybe go different directions at the end of this year. So this is your time if you're the Phillies, man. You bring these guys together for a reason. This pitching staff, this lineup, this is the time for the Phillies. So it's a lot of pressure going into LA, man. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but it's going to be fun. But really quick, I heard you say that your pick to win the World Series was the Phillies. Has that stance changed where we sit right now?
I'm gonna stick with my guns.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna stand on business. I'm not gonna switch up that quickly. But the Dodgers, man, the Dodgers look good. I can't lie. The Dodgers have everything clicking. When you have Teoscar, you got Pages hasn't even gotten going yet. You got Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, top of your orders getting going. You got the guys that are kind of no name. Guys, not household names, getting going, man. The only question is that bullpen, but the Dodgers look really good. They look like the Dodgers that are dominating, and we expected them to be in this position. So we'll see what happens, man. But I'm gonna stay on business. I'm gonna stay on business. I say the Phillies are gonna make a comeback here.
I respect it. I respect you sticking to your guns. But hey, it's a tall hill to climb, but it's not the first time it has been done. Lewis, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. Well, I said it's going to be tough, but it's been done. Phillies looking to join this list of National League teams to go down 2-0 in a playoff series at home and go on to win that series. The 86 Mets went on to win the World Series. They did that over the Red Sox. Then the 2012 Giants beat the Reds in the NLDS en route to their World Series win. It's not all over for the Phils, but the pressure is